you're not the first person to say that I am not emotional.
Yeah,
Right?
Rashida, real quick. Ladies, would you, if we were to ask you about yourself, would you all say that you try to lead with understanding?
I know I'm emotional.
I
Yeah,
do. I think I do. I think
Lakeisha,
I'm
about
emotional.
stuff
I might
before
cry first, and then you
I
can
think
explain
about
to
it
me
first.
after.
I think
Ma-
about it first before I respond. Me.
mommy,
Yeah, I'm
do
gonna
you try
cry
to,
first, but yeah,
mommy
I'll
three,
listen after.
mommy three, do you try to lead with understanding? Rashida, how you giving me a safe space if you cheating on me at the same time?
Men typically don't talk to women about things that have happened to them and what they're vulnerable about because women usually weaponize that, right? Most of the thing, if we tell you that we got done dirty by women, other women, then you're gonna think he's soft. You're gonna think that he can't protect you, and women will weaponize it sometimes and talk shit about it later to you. These are valid concerns that men have. You don't really have much to gain by telling women a lot of the things that you've been through, but you have a lot to lose. So you see why they might not necessarily forward that information.
But why do men think
I
that
absolutely
women will weaponize it
see.
though?
What do
Because y'all have
Because
shown
they
it. It's so
do.
real.
They do.
Every woman don't weaponize.
Yes,
No.
the
Yes,
majority of
they
women
do.
do. Not every woman. The majority of women do. So if men know the majority of women do a thing, they should protect it. They should proceed as if the majority of women are going to do that thing. And then when a woman chooses not to, then he can choose if he wants to risk confiding in her. However, we all know what happens when y'all emotional women break up with a nigga. Is, oh well, everything that you liked about him was, you saying, it's an issue. Now y'all break up. Now his dick small. Now his sex bad. Now his breath stink. Now he don't take good baths. Now he's saying think he the man because he
so
got a bunch of bitches. All of those things, or you hate his baby mamas. All the other shit y'all say. This is why niggas don't tell y'all shit. And I'm not, no disrespect to y'all. I don't believe that anybody on this panel, except maybe Rashida, has never done that before.
That's horrible. You so
Yeah.
wrong, Willie.
All right.
I don't.
So why? So why accept maybe me? I'm
No,
just
because
interested to
just
hear your
because the
perspective.
energy you came off with, one, you came over that crazy ass take about 700% of niggas cheating, which is wild. But the fact that you were able to say that out loud and be authentic in the way that you felt that and express yourself, I just don't see you as an emotional woman. You just don't strike me as that. Just from the limit you spoke, the way you've comported yourself on this panel, the way your face expression when we're talking, you don't seem very emotional. Emotional women, though, they do that shit. And it's like they have this thing called revisionist history. They swear that you were the worst nigga ever once y'all are on the other side of like the happy part of the relationship. That's why we tell niggas, y'all will never meet your wife until you're sitting across the table once you get a divorce. That's the first time you meet your wife. That is the very first time that a lot of men meet their wives, and that's why the divorce rate is so high. So that's why we're not telling y'all shit. I would tell a man to go talk to a fucking hole in the wall and say everything about how he's feeling before he go talk to a woman he dating about anything that's going to come across as incompetence, incapable, or soft. Just go punch a hole in the wall and talk into that hole, and then get that shit off your chest. And when your woman come back, either tell her like, "No, I'm okay, I'm handling," or nothing's wrong. Because unfortunately, y'all are just not built. A lot of y'all, the majority of y'all, are not capable of receiving a man's vulnerability and then not weaponizing it when it suits you.
Rashida,
So
do-
I would like to say that I wouldn't say that I'm not emotional. I don't lead with emotion. I seek to understand. So I mean I think that you're partially correct in that take and what you have gotten from the limited time that I have spent here. And this is my first time
like,
hopping on to have this conversation. So I do not lead with emotion. I am very um I try to be very understanding, right? I try to understand different perspective, different people. Um, and so, I mean, I guess pretty much you're not the first person to say that I am not emotional,
yeah,
right?
Rashida, real quick. Ladies, would you, if we were to ask you about yourself, would you all say that you try to lead with understanding?
I know I'm emotional.
I
Yeah,
do.
I know I am.
I
Lakeisha,
think
I'm
about
emotional.
stuff
I might
before
cry first, and then you
I
can
think about
explain
it
to me
first.
after.
I think
Ma-
about it first before I respond. Me.
mommy,
Yeah, I'm
do
gonna
you try
cry
to,
first, but yeah,
mommy
I'll
three,
listen after.
Mommy 3, do you try to lead with understanding?
Yes.
Well, I think it's safe to say most of the women would have had that same answer. However, this is my question for you. Do you being out 1,000% honest, has a man ever told you anything and you brought that up in a moment where to use it against him maliciously? Ever?
So no, I have never weaponized something that was told to me. I look
Told
at
you.
trying to provide a safe space, right? No, because I don't want to. Don't put me on the pedestal. Don't look at me as if like, okay, she's in the 10% or whatever. I don't want you. Don't like whatever. It's growth, right, and maturity, right? But men deserve a safe space, right? And where else should that safe space start but with the person that they're with their partner, right? And so if a man, so we talked
Yeah.
about how men don't like talking about their past experiences and what they talked about, but if a man tells you that he was in a previous relationship and when he was with the person prior, she took something that he told her and used it against him. And then so as a woman, like, or in my opinion, I'm not gonna go and take whatever that thing is and be like, okay, yeah, you piece of shit because you did this or what have you. So
Rashida, how you giving me a safe space if you cheating on me at the same time?
first of all, I told you I don't cheat.
Black
She
women don't
That was
cheat.
the first question you asked, and
Black women don't cheat.
black women don't
No,
cheat.
We do
Black
not
people
I
don't
cheat.
cheat.
Yeah,
We do
I
not
ain't never,
cheat.
you in the 5%, right, Rashida?
I ain't never cheated.
I
We in
don't
the
know what
five
was the
percent.
percentage. What was the percentage y'all gave me? I said
I
20,
never
20 some
cheated.
percent.
No, Rashida, you
I
said
ain't,
90. You said 95% of people cheat, but you in the 5 though, right?
yeah, I'm in the five.
I would
I
cheat.
don't ever
I
cheat.
think, I think this is one of them. This is one of them things, and I'm gonna push back on Miss Pearl just a bit, or maybe poke at her a bit, because I can tell that Miss Pearl is hurt off the fact that she is now being introduced to the hard facts that men will never be 1,000% honest with you women, and there's a lot of reasons why. But it's kind of the same thing where we as men have to understand solid truths. Most women are never going to be 1,000% honest with us either. There's a whole bunch of stuff that you guys will take to your grave that we will never know. Your body count, who you really, really love, who hit it correctly. So it's one of them mutual things. This is just our thing. And I think if you be okay with that, if you just embrace it and understand that it's not that he can't be transparent, but I just don't believe that women really are capable of being able to hold a man's true vulnerability in the palm of her hands. I don't think you guys have a code of loyalty like that. There's things that dudes do off the strength of just loyalty. He can hate another dude and still won't like snitch on him or rat him out. Y'all not built like that. It's just how it is. Then I'll land.
Yeah, you might want
I
to
think it's
land.
certain women who I feel like that. And I'm not, I'm not hurt. I sincerely just wanted to. You don't poke with me, True. I'm, I sincerely, because that's something that obviously, like, I'm in a relationship with me, and that's something that I've had issues with. I talk to other women, it's issues with. I have men in my family, it's issues with. I honestly want you all to find that space or for us to have a conversation about what that looks like or what you would like us to do. And I get it. I get most women are not built, they're emotional. They use what you say or what I was thinking about say and that at the same time. Sorry. They think about or they weaponize what you're saying. My point that I'm making is I think what would help is what not able or capacitated to handle transparency. We're asking some real heavy hitter questions like who hit it the best and who did this. You can ask those questions, but you also have to be ready for the answers. A lot of people avoid those questions and ask them, even though they don't, because they're scared or afraid or just don't want to hear the answers. And I basis to be honest and open and accepting of the transparency. You're not gonna like a lot of the things that your partner is gonna say, but we can all sit on this panel, all 10 of us, say how many of us have really asked the question who hit it the best, or what has been your best sexual experience, or what can I do to be better, or who has done something that is better, and really sat and ate that and didn't look at them the next day like, right? Because I think in those areas where people say things like that, I don't know. Hey, maybe you have. And again, I could be wrong. I probably should just ask you guys instead of just assuming. But again, my point is, if a lot more people were honest and open and transparent, particularly about those things, like those real hard conversations and questions, that may be a basis where people can hold it. Or you can just see that person is not capacitated and you can move on. I don't know, but I learned.